Now the next part is you have to set up a SDK directory in Eclipse. Once you have installed the Eclipse plugin, what you should do is that go to the preference windows here and click Android. Wherever you have installed SDK, you should copy that directory into this location. C:\Isaac Android SDK. Once you do this, click apply and OK. This is a very important step, otherwise it creates problem. Now after that step, next step is installing various SDK components. What it means is that once you install the SDK, it needs a various kinds of components of itself. Now what are those? What does those mean? What does it mean by various components? And few components. Like SDK comes with few tools, few Android phone image, and APIs and few other things. Now when you download the SDK, you have to also download the various versions of Android operating system image. Like let us assume that Android is basically every 3 months to 6 months they are releasing different versions of Android operating system, the full stack, not just I'm talking about OS and all. So you might have seen that when you go to the shop, you say that I need an Android phone, and he says this Android phone supports version 2.3, it supports 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.6, 3.0, 4.0. These are the various versions of Android system, so Android software, which is running on this phone. Now, when you download the Android SDK, it also, to run the application against those phone images, you also need to download those platforms. So those are called specific version releases or platforms. So 2.3 Android platform, 3.0 Android platform, 4.0 Android platform, and they are released one after other, and they have a different API and various features are added. So in 3.0 some feature will be added, in 3.3 some new feature will be added, in 4.0 some new feature will be added, and depending on which version of Android you want to work with, you need to download that particular platform. So this Android phone image or platform image is that what we need to download, and that is what we are going to see in this one. So if you see in my system, what I do is that I go to Android SDK Manager, and here it shows various kinds of packages and tools which are there. So Android SDK Manager lets you download various kinds of things. Let us see all of this. What is exactly these things? Let me just collapse all of them so that it is easier to understand. So if you do this, there is a very simple to look into. Android has released 1.5, 1.6, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 4.0, 4.0. So effectively what Android has is that all the various platforms, and at the top some tools which are across the platform. So you can download all these platforms, and depending on which platform against which you are going to write the application. So let us assume that you are going to write against 4.0 here. Now you will download 4.0. If you are going to develop application against 3.0, then you will download 3.0. You will select just 3.0 and download this one. If you want to develop application against 3.2, then select 3.2 and download. If you want to develop 1.5, then select this and download. So it is up to you which one you want to download for your development purpose. Let us assume right now in the market, I think 2.3.3 is very popular. So most of the people download the platform image of Android 2.3.3 so that they can use it. And but the latest one is 4.0. So it is all up to you. What we'll do is that for our purpose, we'll just select 2.3.3, 2.3.3, and we'll download that one, and we'll say download. Since these packages are already installed, it is showing that installed packages as well. But if I remove this, you want to see the what is installed, what is not installed, you can play along with this and download. This download, just to be careful, it takes quite a bit amount of time. Maybe sometime it takes 2 to 5 hours. So it is a good idea that you can do it over the lunch, or you can do it in the evening and leave it, because this particular download of all the various platform images takes quite a bit of time. You should always download this thing called this tools, Android SDK tool, platform tool. This should be, if there is an update available, please go ahead and download this one. So and this is called SDK component download. So this is the last part in terms of downloading and installing. So let us assume that we have done this one as well. Now the next step is creating an emulator.